Welcome into the M&M Sports Podcast. Of course, I was due to mess one up, guys. I got the normal crew with me, rocking some of our favorite logos on their hats. Stash, I like your Kraken hat once again.
Man, they're the best team in hockey. It's not even a question.
They are the hottest team in hockey right now. That is for sure. And Morgan with the Chief Wahoo hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be worth a lot of money one day. You know that, right?
Yep.
That is a sweet Guardians hat.
Yeah, I know it's the best.
So you guys,
It's the best logo in Guardian. I like their alternate logo much better than their original.
Yeah, these are the good ones.
this is the good logo. So this episode we're not doing a debate. We're actually gonna kind of wrap up some of MLB's free agency signings and then talk about future signings. Obviously there's still some big names out there, but we are in a lockout and we'll touch briefly upon that. We'll have our weekly wrap up. Morgan and I can,
And then at that point right there, is there a way to edit this so we can put Acon's locked up right there?
Locked up. I wish. That's probably copyright infringement.
Can we sing it together just to?
Locked up, they won't let me out.
No,
let me out. I'm locked up.
All right.
You guys can keep that. That's for free right there, folks.
That's free. I mean,
then Morgan and I, what I was gonna say before video started playing on my computer is we get to have a nice little humble brag about our gambling picks this week.
Yeah.
I mean,
NFL, yes.
Listen,
did you guys go 0-8?
Oh,
sorry, we're not the Detroit Lions.
Oh, Detroit won today. I watched that shit live. That was great.
They won though.
I was happy for him. And Morgan, I know you're happy.
The 1 week I didn't bet on them.
I know you're happy about it because they beat the Vikings and fuck the Vikings.
In the long run, that's still a smart bet.
All right. Let's get into these MLB free agency signings. I'm going to go back.
Hold on a second. Wait a second.
Oh, actually, we have your question recap. I apologize.
I have a question.
Okay.
I have answers to a question.
Okay.
If that's all right with you.
Yeah.
I haven't put it in the show notes. Come on.
You did. Listen, man. Did a weekend out of town.
Oh my God! I gave you the guideline. Don't you? You just got to follow the guideline.
You went to Philadelphia, dude. There's not even anything special there.
Yeah, it's not like you're in Scranton.
Electric
City.
I mean, come on. Not even close. Anyway, we had a question. Who was the greatest athlete to wear 24? I knew it was going to start arguments.
It is not Kobe Bryant.
It's not. I mean, not by a long shot.
Not even close.
All right. We had a lot of answers, and I'm not going to say who said what because there's just too many. We had Miguel Cabrera. We had Dwight Evans. We had Willie Mays. Probably the winner.
I think it's Willie Mays.
If we had to argue. Ken Griffey Jr. back when he was 24.
Morgan's disgusted right now.
Ty Law. Moises Malone.
I know who said the Ty Law one.
But I mean, can we all just at least agree it was Jeff Gordon?
Fuck Jeff Gordon.
I mean,
Fuck Kobe Bryant.
I think the correct answer is Willie Mays, but Jeff Gordon is also in contention. He is a multiple-time NASCAR Cup winner, which NASCAR is a real sport.
People in this country, they might say Jeff Gordon.
Well, I mean, a certain demographic of this country, sure.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But
greatest
I think
person
it's Willie Mays.
To ever have 24 on is Jeff Gordon.
I think it's Willie Mays. But
I think so too.
I mean, it's definitely a personal preference, but we appreciate all the answers. It definitely got heated in the comments.
It did. We all know how last episode ended with me yelling at Morgan about Kobe. So
yeah, went a little off the rails.
Sorry.
But yeah.
Yeah, those were
not
good.
Kobe. That's what we have to go forward with. It's definitely
not Kobe. That's the answer.
Are we done with this segment yet?
It's not
so
Kobe.
I can stop watching the highlights.
All right, Morgan.
All right. Anyway.
All right. Let's talk about some signings. We're gonna go back to November 23rd.
Kobe for life.
Is he?
We're going back to November 23rd when Wander Franco, the 20-year-old, signed a 12-year deal with the Tampa Bay Rays that guarantees $185 million. Will he live up to the contract?
No, he doesn't even see that contract out.
Like
those contracts never work.
You don't think he's good enough, or like what is
that's not the case. They're just not going to keep him that long.
Yeah, I think he's probably gone within 5 years.
Okay.
I'd agree with that.
There's been pretty much zero people who have lived up to those 10, 12, 13, 15-year contracts.
That's true.
And the crazier part is his contract will expire before the Mets contract with Bobby Bonilla expires.
Dude, Bobby Bonilla Day is one of my favorite days of the year. It's an all-time.
What is Bryce Harper's contract?
13 for
13.
340 something, I think.
I think Bryce Harper stays with the Phillies longer than Wander Franco stays with the Rays.
Probably.
I think Bryce Harper will probably retire a Philly.
Yeah.
Which saw their stadium. It's no Fenway. That is the coolest thing about Philly, though. Like their sports complex, all three of them are right there. They have Wells Fargo, the Link, and friggin' the baseball stadium right there.
In the defense, their city is literally a gated community. It's got to all be in one area.
Better grease up those telephone poles.
Yep. Their headquarters is the top of those stairs.
You guys are fucking wild. All right, let's talk about the Mets. The Mets made a lot of moves. They signed Starling Marte and Eduardo Escobar on November 26th. And obviously, we all know that they got the big fish in Max Scherzer. 3 years for 120.
A lot.
Yeah, like
yes.
300,000 per inning or something like that.
Yeah, like he is
almost $89 per minute.
So there's no better 1-2 punch in baseball with DeGrom and Scherzer. Like no one's even close.
If DeGrom stays healthy.
Here's the thing though. Do you even keep DeGrom as a starter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
I mean, the way the game is played now, put DeGrom back in like the 90s. He's not a starter. He can't be. He pitches like 3 innings. And he's done.
Pitchers were built different. The way they brought him up, they pitched longer in minor league games. Different process. His arm would have adjusted differently than it would now. You don't think
that dude would just shoot the lights out as a closer?
I mean, I'm sure he would shoot the lights out anything that he wanted to do, like pitching wise. He's nasty.
The injuries he's had that he said he dealt with. Just make him a closer. Why not?
Well, you do that like when it's fucking needed. Like it's not needed. Like you have him and Scherzer now. Like this is like go time for the Mets.
You don't make the best pitcher in baseball a closer just because
they just
he can't
lose
stay healthy.
Syndergaard.
Yes, Noah went to Angels.
The Angels. Yep, got traded there. So, but yeah, I mean the Mets are going all in. You guys think it'll pay off for them or
no?
86 win team, because that's what the Mets do every year.
Hey.
Okay,
right.
Speaking of moves and speaking of 86 win team, the Rangers will do better than the Mets.
Yeah,
I disagree on that too.
Let's talk about the Rangers real quick. The Rangers signed Marcus Semien, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, who would be 7 years, 175, and then they gave Mr. Corey Kluber 300.
Yep,
325 for 10. It's a very expensive center of your infield, but. I mean, they do have that new stadium. They do have to put asses in seats. Oh, Corey Seager, excuse me.
Oh, Seager. I heard Kluber.
No, because I was.
He did say. Kluber.
I was so confused. I was like, what?
I apologize. I was looking at Kluber on the website as I'm like scrolling up and down. So like,
confused.
Yeah, so they got Seager and Semien. So I apologize.
Holy smokes! It's like, did I miss the Kluber signing? What?
No, Kluber went to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing with the Rangers though. Despite what I just said about the Mets, the Rangers are not going to do better than Houston. They're probably not going to do better than the Angels. And the way they were moving this year, they're probably not going to do better than Oakland. Like they're making all these moves.
Or the Mariners.
They're probably making all these moves to still probably come in like 4th or 5th place. Like that's in their division. So
the Mariners, America's team.
I'll put them ahead of the A's, but I don't think they're better than the Mariners.
You think they're better than the Oakland A's?
I do. But I don't think the A's are.
We haven't seen too many
either.
moves from Oakland yet, so I'm not sure. But I still think they're paying for 4th place. Like they're not going to make the playoffs.
Well, it's kind of what you have to do. Who knows with Houston? Like if they're going to lose Correa, we'll get into that as well. But the Rangers also signed John Gray to go into their rotation. Nice little arm to throw in there. Let's scroll up the list to get a little more updated stuff. The Mariners made a move, signing Robbie Ray, 5-year, $115 million contract.
That's big.
I mean, it's good for like honestly, like Seattle doing that.
I mean, it changes the landscape a little bit in the AL,
Yeah,
but not too much. I mean, he's a Cy Young winner, sure, but
yeah.
that's.
I mean,
it.
yeah, it could work, you know. And then we got Morgan's Cubs signed Yan Gomes and outfielder Clint Frazier, and also Marcus Stroman going to the Windy City
right before the deadline, the lockout.
How you feeling about that, Morgan?
I don't see anything happening with that.
I mean, the Yan Gomes move is just utility backup for Contreras. Stroman, I like adding him to get some pressure off Hendricks being the only starter.
What about Frazier?
Frazier pinch hit bat. He's not anything.
I like Frazier because he wears Jordans for cleats. It's fine.
Yeah. I know they were talking about Correa and Chris Bryant both coming back.
That'd be wild.
Or it sounded like they were either going to do those two or KB and Nick Castellanos.
I mean, is there any better free agency signing than Nick Castellanos? You can't convince me because wherever he goes, the power of Christ goes. So,
but we'll see. I mean, I don't have overly high expectations for the Cubs. They'll probably finish 3rd or 4th in division. I mean, they're still better than the Pirates because the Pirates are garbage. But
Pirates are a little league.
They're probably about as good as the Reds, I would think. And then you got the Cardinals and the Brewers.
The Reds were all right last season.
Why? That's kind of what I'm thinking. The Cubs will be all right. 75, 80, somewhere between 75 and 85 wins.
They'll miss the playoffs.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Well, let's stick on the subject of the Cubs and a former Cub. Javi Baez signs with the Detroit
Tigers. Get that money, Javi.
6 years, $140 million. He doesn't make it past year 2 in Detroit, does he?
Elmo Town.
Elmo Town.
I mean, he should have went to the Braves, so his name Almago could at least go to Magic City.
Oh man, what a missed opportunity! Man. Javi, you let us down.
I'm happy for him. I mean, you guys know I love Javi.
Look at him! Look at that shit-eating grin. You know,
I'm glad he got paid. I don't think he'll be a game changer for them, but.
No, because he's not.
Well, I mean,
terrific. He's one of the most overrated players in the league. Sorry, he is.
God.
He is.
But he's very cool.
Cool. Wow.
He's very, very cool.
You know, it doesn't help you win games. Being fucking cool.
Sometimes it does.
When?
I know. Ask Coffee 2 Scoops. How'd that go for him?
Name me one time a player being cool has helped them win a game.
Just feeding off of his swagger. Like, what do you mean? Like
he won a World Series.
Yeah,
like he didn't win a World Series. The team won a World Series.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure
there is an M and E in that motherfucker.
I'm pretty sure.
All right, Kobe. All right, Kobe. That's one of my favorite Kobe quotes ever. But there's no I in team, but there's an M and an E in that motherfucker. What a quote.
I mean, he wasn't that great last year.
He did not have a 220, probably about 20 homers and 80 RBIs.
260, 30 home runs, 133 hits. A WAR of a 4.5.
Not bad, bro. Like, who are we comparing him to?
Nothing to celebrate. Like,
bro, he's not fucking Mike Trout. Like, we weren't saying
he's
just cool. He's just cool.
And being cool does not get you anything.
Gets you $140 million.
Didn't Ohtani just win an MVP for being kind of cool?
Being cool. He's won an MVP for being the most prolific athlete in the sport right now.
Anyways,
some might call that cool, but okay.
Let's move on to.
What did you call Stephen A. Smith over here?
Are you gonna interrupt me again?
I might.
Okay, that's fair. As long as you let me know. Let's move on to the Red Sox moves. So they trade Renfroe to get back Jackie Bradley Jr. They signed James Paxton.
I hate that move.
And they also signed Rich Hill.
Which one of those moves do you not like?
I hate Jackie Bradley Jr. for Hunter Renfroe.
Renfroe was good.
He was starting to show his colors there in Boston. And I don't think we need Jackie Bradley Jr. Don't get me wrong. I love JBJ.
You don't need his 185 batting average back.
No,
You want to know
I
what?
would have kept Hunter Renfroe.
That man is a legend in Boston for that friggin' grand slam he hit against the Astros in the ALCS in 2017. So he can do whatever he wants. Like, I get it.
I would have kept Hunter
agree with
Renfroe.
Nick. I agree with Nick. I mean,
Listen, coming from experience, you can't live off nostalgia. That never works.
I will say,
I know it all too well.
I will say one thing is like, I just blows my mind that the Red Sox are a poor franchise.
I mean, Jackie Bradley Jr. has a negative WAR.
Yeah,
He can't hit.
The dude is terrible.
Nick,
And I like the Brewers too. And he was over there with them. And like,
maybe
that's such a terrible move.
Maybe he'll come back to Boston, get his bat back. You know,
Back? He never had a bat.
Where did he have it? Yeah,
Well,
exactly. Like,
didn't he win the ALCS MVP in 17?
I'd have to look it up, but
Jackie Bradley Jr.
Yeah, I think he had like a good series, like hitting wise.
Cool.
Anyways,
5 games.
Anyways, let's keep it rolling. And I mean, they kind of like add pitching like Rich Hill, and then
Rich Hill's like 50.
he's like 50. Yeah, like Rich Hill is a name that I know, and like James Paxton, that guy's old.
Rich Hill has been in the league so long. He pitched with Mark Mulder.
Jesus Christ. So the Red Sox are a poor franchise. We're probably not going to do anything once again. Just announce the Rafi extension to make us happy.
He was named that.
He was?
Yeah. Jackie Bradley Jr., it says, only had 3 hits in the American League Championship Series.
All diggers.
But it was enough for the outfielder to be named ALCS MVP.
All diggers.
God.
So that means the rest of them were terrible that series.
Yeah, not
Only
great.
3 hits.
Not
Cool.
great.
Cool. But I mean, what year was that?
17.
17.
Yeah.
So they didn't even win. So who gives a fuck?
That was the year they won, right?
They
Or
won
18.
They won
Or
in
18. Well, it would have
Or
been
18.
18 if you
Yeah, it
won
would have
ASC.
been 18. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go.
17 was the Astros.
All right. Let's talk about free agents that haven't signed yet, and then let's get into the lockout. So Morgan, we'll start with your favorite, Chris Bryant. Are you hoping he comes back to Chicago?
He's
I'm
not gonna.
hoping he does. I don't
not
know
gonna.
where he's going to go. He's probably he likes San Fran a lot, so he might stay at San Fran.
You think? That's interesting.
Chris Giant.
I mean, I'd love to have him back in Chicago.
I mean,
Bring him,
Chris Giant.
bring Brizzo back, and give me Rizzo back.
yeah, let's talk
Anthony
about
Rizzo's-
Rizzo. Where's Rizzo going to end up?
He'll probably stay a Yankee.
He's gonna stay in New York.
Okay. And then are the Braves going to actually re-sign Freddie Freeman?
They fucking better. Like,
I can't imagine them not bringing back Freddie.
Bro,
that would be nuts.
I still find it hilarious that like Joe Buck watches Freddie Freeman hit a homer in the World Series and goes, there you go, Braves fans. That might be the last at bat you see of Freddie Freeman in a Braves jersey. It's like, let us celebrate this World Series, Joe.
Because Joe Buck is an actual scumbag.
I fucking love Joe Buck. He's my favorite.
He sucks.
He's fucking awesome. All right, another big one that's still out there that I know of. I'm sure you guys have more, so you guys can get it rolling after Correa. So, is he going to be worth the bag that he's going to get? You think?
Yes.
Do you think Carlos Correa is that good?
Yes.
All right. What this season proved that to you?
I mean, he's been steady at shortstop for 5 years now.
Do you think he is a top 5 shortstop in the league?
Yes. He's better than Javi.
I mean, I think Javi is overrated. So
Oh my God. He's not better than Trey, and he's not better than who's the other one I'm thinking of? Brain, work with me here. He's probably third. Seager. That's the other one I was looking for.
he's batting 279, 26 home runs, 155 hits, 7.2 WAR on the season last year.
Good glove
good.
too.
Do you think that's good enough for the money he's making? Like,
Well, going to make
He's gonna get 10 years for 310, probably.
like right below Seegers. You think?
Probably a little below Seager, which is about where I have him ranked, so that would
Yeah.
make sense.
Yeah, Seegers was 10-year, 325. Damn, that's a fucking bag, dog. Damn. So where do we think he ends up?
it's tough. I don't know. I really don't know.
Prob's not going back to Houston, right?
I doubt he goes back to Houston.
No, I don't think he goes to Houston.
So who would I hear? Yankees, Sox, Dodgers, and there was another one in there.
I know the Cubs have been trying
The
to
Cubs.
look at him, but
The Cubs, I mean,
he's a perfect fit for the Cubs. We have all the money to spend.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, how could you not love playing at Wrigley? He'll hit bombs at Wrigley.
I mean, Wrigley is really fucking cool.
yeah. Now, I mean, Trevor Story.
Yeah, he's a free agent as well.
Do you think maybe Colorado picks him up instead to take his place?
They don't.
He's not gonna go to Colorado.
They are another poor franchise. They'll not spend that money.
Poor franchise.
Yes, correct.
They still got money.
He won't go to Colorado. I mean,
can't-
comparatively, because they get all the revenue. There's so many teams that get
Well, I mean,
revenue sharing.
the thing is,
we'll get
like,
into that with the lockout stuff. But.
If
Now with Marcus Semien leaving too, like are the Blue Jays like starting to like? Why would you get rid of Marcus Semien unless you weren't trying to like?
They'll slide Bo Bichette over.
yeah, they'll slide Bo over,
Yeah.
and they signed that pitcher Gossman, who was nasty this year, 5 years, 110.
Plus,
He's
they
okay.
have another kid too.
I'm sure.
Who's the other son on that team?
There's probably
Biggio?
another.
Gavin
son.
Biggio.
Yes, they do have a Biggio.
Yeah, they have Bichette, Vladdy, and Biggio.
Yeah, that's 3 of their infielders right there, which is wild.
Yeah, which is guys we grew up
Hey.
watching play.
I'll take Carlos Correa for fucking Xander Bogaerts. Easy.
No,
Why not?
I like Xander.
I don't.
Why? Why don't you like Xander?
Because he's a Yankees fan at heart, so he's still.
Oh,
Red
it
No,
all
Sox.
makes
because
sense.
because Xander is not terrific. He's not better than Carlos Correa.
Okay, he's also a lot more cheaper than Carlos Correa would be.
All right, but what are the Red Sox spending money on anyway?
They're a poor
Red Sox
franchise,
still
Nick.
don't
I'm
spend
telling you,
money.
Except they're not. They have the second highest budget in the entire league.
and they don't spend
pretend
money.
they're.
Yes,
they pretend-
it's a fucking joke. It's a
I
joke.
know.
They got rid of Mookie Betts because they didn't have enough money. When I have to go in there and I have to pay fucking $13 for a Bud Light and $20 for a fucking hot dog, and you're telling me you can't afford to
Yeah,
pay this
well,
dude $300 million over 10 years? Eat
Neither
shit.
of those prices are true. Neither of those are true.
Close. It wasn't an over exaggeration. It was not that much of an over exaggeration.
It's like $8 for a beer and $12 for a fucking sausage.
Oh, sorry.
Fucking calm down for a second.
No.
Still expensive.
Matt's over here putting fucking down payments on a fucking hot dog.
You put it on layaway, paying it off a little bit at a time, you know?
I would take. I might take Correa over Xander.
I personally
Well, I
would.
can
The
tell
only
you he's not going to
Xander's-
Boston because
No, I mean he's not going to go to Boston.
Boston would boo the shit out of him anyway
Yeah.
for the whole Astros thing. So
Amongst other things.
Oh, come on, Nick. Boston on the whole is a great city.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'll be curious to see where Correa ends up. I know it's not going to be the Yankees because he basically said Derek Jeter sucked at baseball.
Which is fucking wild.
It's fucking
You want
hilarious.
to talk about that for a second?
Yeah, go ahead. That's there's a reason I brought it up, bro.
Could you imagine this man saying that Derek Jeter doesn't deserve the gold gloves he got when Carlos Correa won a championship? Fucking cheating.
It's kind of incredible.
Does that not blow
if you ain't
your
cheating, you
mind?
ain't trying.
No,
Does that not blow your mind?
I think it's great.
That's crazy.
Like
That's crazy.
I mean, the Astros title is more legitimate than the Dodgers. So
Derek Jeter is a more validated player than Carlos Correa will ever be. Easy.
Nick, he didn't deserve all those gold gloves.
Eat shit. Next topic.
I mean, he barely earned his pinstripes.
You're a
Yeah.
fucking clown.
Barely earned his pinstripes. All right, guys. You guys know more about this lockout than me, so why don't you guys go ahead and take over this lockout portion?
Well,
Morgan.
season's over. That's it.
They're,
Done.
they're never turning the lights on again.
We're done. Well, I mean, yeah. The The owners and the MLB PA could not come to an agreement.
7 minutes.
And so here we are. The 9th lockout in MLB history and the first player strike since 1994.
Nice.
Here we are. And there are no transactions. All of them are halted.
Yeah, nothing
right now.
Yeah, I mean and it sounds like both sides are on opposite ends of the spectrum.
From what I've read, it's all the owners. The owners have been
now. Do you think all the owners should have a
guys.
vote, or it should be like a committee of like the 5 franchises that actually mean something that give all the other franchises all the money?
Well, I guess that would depend on what franchises you chose. But I do agree with maybe in the type of world we live in, majority would rule
Yeah.
or whatever. But I don't know, man. At the end of the day, you guys are fighting over fucking pennies. It's crazy.
Well, I
I
mean,
don't know.
they're fighting over millions of dollars for a fucking game, and it's like
That's what I'm saying, though. It's to them, to us, it's a ridiculous concept to even think of.
Yeah,
To be like, oh, I'd prefer more money to play this game that most people play in their backyards.
mm-hmm.
Some of it's not though, because they're trying to get a lot of stuff for the minor league systems.
Well, as they should. Minor league players have been treated like dog shit for years, and that's a very well-known
the way
fact.
the way that the owners, though, it's going to definitely make them paid less. It's going to make the stars get paid more. I know they're pushing for a higher spot playoffs, more spots in the playoffs. 14 team.
Why?
I'll be done.
Why?
If they go to 14, I'm done with baseball. That's
I mean,
ridiculous.
Realistically, it's just giving most teams a shot
Yeah, but
at
it's
getting there. And if you make the playoffs and you get a
The
bonus,
only
there's more
point
money,
of them expanding the playoffs is to get the teams that don't have high attendance more
TV
money.
money.
Yes,
TV
that's
money.
exactly
That's all it is.
And
But
if you can't bring in 80% capacity for your fan base, move the damn team or get out of the league, because it's ridiculous.
here's
A
the
team like the Rays that can't get anybody in the stands.
well, now they're doing Montreal and fucking Tampa. What the fuck are we doing here?
the sport, as much as I know me and Morgan for sure are huge fans, the sport is dying. And at every turn, the owners and even some of the players do nothing but hurt its chances of
Yeah.
being revitalized. There's no decision that they've made within the past 10 years that has helped the sport. The best decision they've made in recent memory to help the sport of baseball was put a time limit on the home run derby.
Yeah, I mean
That's it. There's nothing that's made it more exciting.
I
Which
honestly,
I actually don't like that, on all honesty. I like the 10 outs more.
I
love
like the time.
limit.
I love it.
Puts a crunch on it. It makes it
Puts
more
a crunch,
intense.
and I think guys get into a better groove with the time, because 10 outs you can just be super picky with your pitches.
There just has been
This
nothing.
relies on the pitcher and the dude hitting bombs, Pete Alonso. But yeah, it's just we're getting to a point here at Polar Pete, legend.
Repeat.
Yeah, he'll probably win it again. We're just getting to a point here with baseball. It's kind of similar to how this country just keeps itself in tradition and refuses to fucking change, and it needs to
Stupid.
adapt. You need to adapt. I grew up playing baseball. I loved baseball, and I've gone away from the sport because it's fucking stupid. You're not bringing in your casual fans anymore like you used to. There's no rivalries. People don't like the Astros, but it's oh yeah, they cheat, whatever.
The rivalries are manufactured now.
Yeah, but even Yankees Red Sox, Nick and I went to a Yankees Red Sox game. There wasn't that much shit being talked. Everybody was just sitting there having a good time.
And here's the fucking crazy part: is there were more people chanting Yankees shit
than Red Sox shit.
And it was blowing my mind sitting there. I couldn't believe it.
And I feel it's kind of everywhere it goes. And it's even the players, the last World Series, I really saw that I thought players actually cared about winning was Morgan's Cubs winning the World Series.
Huh.
And that's honest. It's they're not out there. They're not passionate about the city, I would say, that they play for, or just kind of along those lines. That's just how I personally feel. It's there's no attachment.
The Nationals championship was cool.
Okay, yeah, the Nationals is fair as well. But Morgan, your thoughts?
Rivalries are never going to be what they once were. I don't care what they do for the sport. It's never going to go back to that amount of hatred and passion within that certain matchup.
We know why.
Because
the culture doesn't allow it.
Yeah. And
partly that, partly because kids now have so much access to see every player from every team that they end up rooting for a single player versus finding a team and rooting for that team instead.
Plus, in it, unbeknownst to the game, fantasy sports have ruined sports.
I mean, also too, MLB like does not let social media have access of highlights of their games, which is it's so fucking stupid. Like we're in a world now where these kids are on, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and I can go on Instagram right now and pull up, 85 fucking LeBron James highlights from the other night, and the NBA is not taking them down. You go to MLB, you see a highlight on Twitter, it's literally pulled off within 15 minutes for a copyright infringement. It's like, what you want your sport to grow, but yet you're not letting it grow. Like,
here's the thing. I could go on a tangent of the MLB and their package for MLB Network.
Oh, it's fucking stupid.
Is ridiculous. Like the fact that I have to like go so far out of my way to watch an in-market game is dumb as shit. Like you guys are gonna cry that your fan base is significantly dropping and you can't seem to find a way back up, but yet I buy your package and buy MLB Network. Oh, I forget what the fuck it's called. And I can't even watch a home game. Like, come on. Like, what are you doing?
I agree.
It's crazy.
I could not.
Nobody's watching your sport because they can't figure out how to fucking watch your sport. Like,
it's true. That is true.
It's ridiculous.
Well, hopefully they can get it together. Morgan, do you have anything to add before we move on?
I'm kind of rooting for the lockout to last longer, in all honesty. Because not even that, they need to come to the realization that 162 games is way too many. They need to trim that down to about 100, 110.
I disagree.
And they got to have the season end in August, do playoffs in early September, and that's it.
Never will happen.
No.
It's not going to happen.
Fall Classic is the Fall Classic.
But they're never going to get the ratings in September and October with football.
Yeah, because they're going against football. I understand.
Well, I mean, guys, football is king. It's always going to be king. It always will be king. It is.
You're never going to you don't have to worry about competing.
So why wouldn't you get your season done before football starts?
Because it's the Fall Classic.
Yeah, it's
again, we're back to
tradition.
Baseball being set in its ways and tradition.
No, I understand the argument, Morgan. But
there's literally nothing going on in July and August for sports.
That's true. We will never get less games, though, because it's too much money that they'd be losing. They would never do less games, which is awful.
They're losing money anyway. 15 of the franchises are broke.
They'll never do less games. They'll only push the season forward.
Yeah.
Or back, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, I don't hate the idea, Morgan, but I like watching fall baseball, because that's when I watch the playoffs, in the fall, just something. It's like NFL season now. Now we're in December. Now it's all right.
I love it. I love getting
this
into
is
fall.
This is real.
Seeing those uniforms with the long sleeves.
I love baseball, but there is a 0% chance if the Cubs aren't in it that I'm watching any playoff baseball. It's just not going to happen.
That's because you're a fucking shrill human being who decides
or
not to watch.
I'm just going to watch football because football is way more entertaining than baseball.
I agree with Morgan on that one.
Depends on the game.
No,
unless it's my Cubs, I don't care.
I could watch the Jacksonville
Jaguars
point, versus the LA Rams.
You are set in just the Cubs.
Well,
because I'm a fucking diehard fan.
No, the thing is,
I'm a baseball fan and I can watch any game.
There is no baseball game that you could put out there at this point in my life with any players that are playing in the MLB right now that I wouldn't watch the shitty Thursday night football game.
Really? So the fucking Thanksgiving game.
Yes, 100%. Not even close. I would not even think about putting the baseball game on my TV.
Other than the fact that I was a Cowboys fan and I watched the Cowboys game on Thanksgiving, the other two games, I would rather watch a fucking baseball game.
Not a chance.
Because those games sucked.
I literally watched all three and they were all horrible and I still watched all three. And I'll do the same thing on Christmas.
There was nothing else to watch.
Here's the thing. It's because you have.
Well, maybe I wanted to watch the dog show.
Yeah, or Macy's Day Parade, Nick.
I watched that too.
That's in the morning.
Agonizing.
Here's the thing.
The Macy's Day Parade's in the morning. Can we get that clear?
Yes, sorry. It is in the morning, right before the noon kickoff. I got you. You good?
Who cares? It's dumb.
Are you good? Don't stare at me like that. So, NFL is always going to win. It's just more about baseball marketing their sport better.
How do you fix it?
I think
I told you how to fix it.
I think Morgan's idea is great. They need to make it more like. Here's one thing that baseball has over football, and they don't drive it home enough. Baseball will not give you CTE. And there's a lot of guaranteed money in baseball. Like, obviously, like, parents want their kids to like be successful athletes. It's kind of just like
that's not going to make anybody watch it more.
But like, if you have like marketable superstars that you actually do a good job of marketing, like Shohei Ohtani should be marketed more than he is. Mike Trout, like, they don't market these fucking superstars. Do you see them on anything besides
they've got to start it
Bryce Harper
sooner than that. Go look at the path that football does. It's college.
You see
college football games on TV. You have high-powered high school football that have top recruits in the nation, also on ESPN.
I've been hearing about Derrick Henry since I was in high school. I think
so. Just exploit the shit out of a college athlete.
Well, yes, like that. There's like, can you name any college baseball player from this past year? I can't. Like,
no, that doesn't mean I know any less players.
Vanderbilt.
But that doesn't mean I know any less players than I would a football player.
But
like, they're there.
They're there, but like also like Morgan was more. I think Morgan.
So the only thing you're adding to exploiting them when they're in college is the possible potential of them being a fucking flop when they make it to the majors.
Yeah, but that's what it's like with football and basketball. There's always that potential. Like, and the thing is like with baseball, it's like you see a kid in college, and then he goes to the minors for 3 years. You don't hear a fucking word about him.
Okay, like, so if you take basketball, for example, with Zion.
Yeah.
You guys cover the shit out of him when he's in college.
Yep.
He's got the summer league going. He plays 3 games, he gets injured. Done. That got you 3 games of views and ratings.
I can tell you right now, Zion is marketable enough. The second he makes his comeback, it will be like a decent rating for a basketball game.
But that's just another couple games. Because
yeah,
anybody who's going to watch him in New Orleans
thing.
Is going to fucking watch him to begin with.
But it's the whole thing.
Who
because
cares?
Like, we know what I knew about Zion when he was a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, cool. Like, and that all that would have got him is your ticket price to watch him in summer league, and then it's fucking over because the only people who are going to watch those games anyway are New Orleans Pelicans fans.
That is not true.
Unless he exceeded expectations by a lot.
He's a superstar. He's literally like has his own shoe with Jordan.
Right now.
Marketable wise, he's a superstar. Talent on the court, obviously, he's not. Like he's on the verge of being a bust. But that doesn't matter because like he's still marketable. Like
he's a bust.
NBA does a really good job of marketing people. Sorry, Morgan.
Here's the thing: is when you get these guys marketable in college or even in high school, then you get people who start to actually look in and research and scouts on them, and then boom, you have ratings for the NBA draft, the NFL draft. Like nobody cares about the MLB draft because nobody knows the players because nobody cares.
Here's the thing is up really quick. I just wanted to say this point, Nick. The perfect player of this that they've done it completely correct with is literally LeBron James. We knew about LeBron James he was It is. It is. It 100% is
because the age that we live in, it has been his uprising and it has also 100% been his downfall to live in the era that he lives in.
But you know what? He's not LeBron James. He doesn't grow up in his era. And what is
because he is over criticized.
Any superstar athlete in the history of sports has been over criticized
every time.
Not as much as him.
That is not true.
If you think any athlete in history, if you think any athlete in the history of sports has been under a microscope more than LeBron James,
Jackie Robinson.
No,
it's more visible now because we have these tools as social media. I understand that part of it, Nick. But there is no downfall for LeBron James. He's exceeded every expectation. They marketed him.
But he will not be remembered until he's long gone out of the sport. He will not be remembered the way he should be because of that exact thing.
No, that's because people are stupid and they just don't like him.
And that's the thing, though. People are stupid.
But like that, the thing is too is like whether you love him or hate him, if he's playing in the finals, you're watching the game because you're watching history. It just is what it is.
Because they want to watch him lose.
Correct, but they're still watching.
Ratings.
And that's the point.
It's still ratings.
You want people to watch. Like, and fucking baseball doesn't do that. They don't do that. That was a great point, Morgan. All right. We beat that topic to death. Want to get into the weekly wrap up?
Yeah, why not?
Anybody need a beverage really quick before we go into the weekly wrap up? Take the break now, or are we good to roll?
I'm good.
Roll it.
All right, perfect. Let's keep it rolling. Suns finally lose after winning 19 straight. God damn. Phoenix.
Morgan's been saying it. They were gonna hit those Warriors.
I mean, they beat the Warriors once, but then the Warriors beat them. The Warriors got him the second time. So, yeah.
Speaking of Warriors, not on the list here. Clay's coming back soon.
Around Christmas, they're thinking him and Wiseman. Woo. He was in full garb, full get up.
If Clay comes back,
it's over.
And he's 80% of what he was, it's like, fuck, man. Good luck.
I tried to tell you. I tried to prepare you guys for this.
That's all right.
You guys didn't want to believe me. The Warriors are still the Warriors from years ago. They're still that team.
We'll see what happens.
The Lakers are too much of a mess right now. I don't even see them as a threat.
They need to trade Russell and get Damian Lillard. That's the only solution for them to win the title this year.
They're a mess right now.
Portland's done too. Like, Portland's done.
They have no chemistry, no nothing.
Here's a little bonus for you guys. I'll put the Blazers in the cooler for the NBA already because they're done.
It's only an NFL thing.
Nope. NBA
Only
now,
NFL.
so.
Only NFL.
Could put Georgia in there with that performance they put on. We'll get to that though.
Who said Bam was going to win?
Me.
I voted for Bama too, right?
No.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, we can run back. I'm pretty sure I said Roll Tide.
Oh, yeah, but that's because you're a Bama fan.
All Saban does is win, baby. You know, it's easy. We got SEC championships, natties, baby.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So speaking of the Lakers and LeBron, this man took 9 COVID tests and they all came back negative and like was out of COVID protocols within like 2 days.
Yeah. Well, he had a false positive.
Well, it was false positive.
Yeah, it was just
that
weird,
is the story.
Weird situation.
But
and they got pulled off ESPN.
But also, as we've seen with a couple of other popular athletes, somehow the rules don't apply.
The field goal post change, you know, just is what it is. It's the game.
Did LeBron get a false positive? Did he not get a false positive? Did they just let him play with COVID? Does LeBron have Omicron?
Oh my God.
I haven't seen his
that transformer.
Don't you? Yo. I am Omicron.
Doesn't it sound like a transformer name?
For any remaining coronavirus strains, we are here. We are waiting.
Yo.
Cue the Linkin Park music.
That is incredible. The voice, everything. That was great. Yeah, it was a weird situation. Last NBA topic. The Grizzlies absolutely embarrassed us under by 73 points.
Christ.
I mean, at that point, if you lose by 73,
oh my God, you gotta leave the league.
Yeah,
you're done.
Franchise, right?
Oh man, do you just
God.
excuse yourself from the rest of the season?
Like you gonna come play tonight? Now we're
like,
good.
come on. Like,
I'm all set.
Do you just start sending like an old like Greek war, like your best guy, and you're just like, we forfeit. Get the fuck out of here, dude.
Anytime I think of that, all I can think of is the line from friggin' Troy with Achilles. And he goes, that guy's huge, blah, blah, blah. And he just looks at him straight in his face. That's some little kid. He goes, that's why they won't remember your name.
Morgan texted us. The Grizzlies won by 73. And the first thing I could think of was, that's got to be a record. And it was.
It very much was.
But then I looked at the score, like, you know, I was thinking it was going to be like, I don't know what the score was going to be, but like to see like 153.
They almost won by more points than the Thunder scored.
It's crazy.
That's insane.
If I were a fan of the Oklahoma City Thunder at that game, I would have walked on the court and threw up in the middle of the court. Like, holy shit, dude, you guys are bad.
That's awful.
Yeah.
Next team to lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder. What does that mean?
Here's what's going to happen though: is there going to be some weird thing that Oklahoma City is going to beat a team that beats another team that beats the NBA champions. So at the end of the day, Oklahoma City is going to be like, well, technically, we could be NBA champions.
There's no fucking chance.
No.
Would you like to make a bet? I bet
Yes.
they will beat one team that will beat that on that other team's schedule. They will beat the world champion. I will be able to find the link that they beat the Golden State Warriors at some point.
Just in general, like a team that the Oklahoma City Thunder beat will
Correct.
beat the champions.
Yes,
That's such a vague bet.
I know. That's why I made it.
So no.
All right, let's get over to the NFL. Morgan and I hot this week, 8-0 in picks.
Yeah.
I mean, easy.
8-0, huh?
8-0.
Yeah, we killed it.
It's hard being this good. I'm gonna say that it's hard. Yeah, no, the Steelers game that sealed it home for both of us.
Got a little nervous at the end there. I'm like, oh, they're gonna go to overtime, and then the team's gonna score a touchdown, and they're gonna hit the over and not the under.
No, hit the under. Steelers covered +4. Big win. We'll talk about that though.
Easy.
Nick's fantasy minute. How you living this week, dog?
I mean, I'm gonna win.
Are you?
You've got a shot at the playoffs because you're gonna beat a team this week that is in front of you. And the other two teams in front of you in the playoffs are playing each other right now.
Here's the thing. The dude I'm facing right now, all of his players besides one are at their final scores. I have 2 players left who just started. Patrick Mahomes is one of them, and I'm already up by 35 points.
Nice.
I've got a 93% chance of winning.
I think you're gonna do it.
I also have a 93% chance of winning. He has Josh Allen and Hunter Henry left for Monday night. I'm up 60
if I make the playoffs,
points,
it's a wrap.
So we'll see.
I'm cleaning house.
No, you're not.
You're
I
gonna
got
go
all.
through
I got
Matt
all.
and
I
me?
got all the backup quarterbacks.
Bro, my team's a fucking buzzsaw.
I got 40 from Kittle today.
Bro, my points for is 1636. And Morgan's points for, who is also 8-4, is 1546. My team's a fucking buzzsaw.
My team's
Your
plays
tight end.
defense,
Your
though.
tight end is trash.
My tight end is trash.
Freiermuth, I think, still a free agent.
Rob Gronkowski's
Is
going to
he
be
really?
healthy for me in playoff
Yeah.
time.
I was looking at him this week,
I might have to. I don't know though.
but I have nowhere to put him. I have Kittle.
I was gonna say I got Najee, and it's like, do I want another Steeler?
Yeah, especially that offense.
Steelers don't even want the Steeler.
Oh, come on! They won today. They won. It was a happy moment in Pittsburgh. I was happy for their fans. It looked cool.
Thank God for that.
Matt's cooler. I think all the teams that are in the cooler are just in there already.
There now.
Yeah. As we wind down here, I'm sure I'll throw some more teams in. Yeah, I was gonna say I definitely have already put Minnesota in the cooler. So just trying to like quickly.
Hell, you should kind of put it so now we're at the point where you put teams in the cooler that aren't going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can do that.
I agree with that.
Okay. Team that's not going to win the Super Bowl going to the cooler. Dallas. They're not winning the Super Bowl.
I said that last week.
They are not winning the Super Bowl. Not a
So
chance.
they're in the doghouse
Cooler.
and the cooler.
Patriots.
Should we put
Cooler.
Should we put them in the stash can too?
Patriots are going to the Super Bowl. Like,
Okay, here's the thing. To me, to make the Patriots a valid Super Bowl contender, all lies on their game tomorrow night.
Oh, if they beat Buffalo,
It's over. They're going to Super Bowl.
Oh yeah, if they go,
If
into
they lose
Buffalo-
though, if they lose to Buffalo tomorrow night though, and it's like an ugly loss, there's no
Okay.
chance.
Now I was gonna say, see, here's the thing too, is like if they lose closely in Buffalo, like okay, I still think
I still may give it to
go. But
If Buffalo
if
annihilates them, it's over.
if they go into Buffalo and like let's just say they put like a 30 spot and hold Josh Allen to like 10 points. Oh baby.
I think the rest of their season is very dependent on tomorrow's game.
That AFC is going through Gillette, and when that snow is coming down sideways in January, enjoy. Because they're just gonna run the ball down your fucking throat, man.
It's not even gonna snow
watching
in
this
January
Patriots
'cause that
team,
planet's dying.
It's actually nice to watch this Patriots team now, like growing up and not liking the Patriots because of Tom Brady and their fans sucking. because it is literally 2001 football, and that's when I grew up as a kid. And it is play defense, run the ball down their fucking throat, and don't make mistakes as a quarterback. And it is awesome to watch. They just don't have Ty Law, so
No.
All right, Morgan, barking dogs of the week.
All right. So unbiased this week. I almost put a Packer in it because they're coming back from IR.
Jesus fucking Christ.
But I'm gonna be unbiased.
Really quick, the only reason you're unbiased this week is because there's no Packers game because they're on a bye.
That is not true. I'm unbiased. And I'm going to prove it right now by saying my offensive barking dog of the week is Tom Brady. He had 4 touchdowns. Good job.
Wow. Very thoughtful.
Very safe. Very safe.
Yeah. Went out on a limb there.
If you really wanted to surprise us, you would have made it a Viking.
Well, they lost, so they're out.
Still could have a good offensive player.
Not if you lose.
You could.
I would have made it Kittle, but he lost today, so.
Are you telling me you can't be good offensively if you lose?
It doesn't mean anything.
Who cares?
I'm not going to give it to somebody who loses. Just won't do it.
Just go on.
All right. Defensive barking dog of the week. TJ Watt. Matt Lowe's
he was
monster game. He had Lamar in a blender all day. He had 6 tackles. He had 3.5 sacks, 6 quarterback hits.
He was crazy.
They couldn't stop him.
That game should have ended. That game should have ended when he got a strip sack on Lamar, but the ball rolled out of bounds.
I only saw like the last 10 minutes of the game, and I'm like, Jesus, they can't block him.
I was texting with a couple Steelers fans because some of the people from work are Steelers fans, and I was like, yeah, TJ Watt's like putting this game on ice, like not a chance.
they couldn't block him.
Like he is.
They literally had nothing for him.
Somebody asked me, they're like, imagine lining up against him, and I'm like, no. I'm all set.
Would you rather line up against him or Aaron Donald?
That's like asking would I rather drown or be burned alive? Both don't sound
Drowning's supposedly peaceful, so.
Oh well, we're getting dark here, folks.
Maybe after you fucking drown, but like, I guarantee you, until that point, I'm panicking.
Yeah, no more bubbles.
Drowning's supposed to be peaceful. Cool.
Cool. Until that great white comes.
Next time we're together, I got a couple lakes to show you.
I got Lake Lanier down here, so good luck.
Let's see how peaceful we can make that.
Oh, Lake Lanier is where people go to fucking die. Dallas versus New Orleans.
Speaking of where people go to die, New Orleans.
Defense makes plays as we got our first looks at Taysom Hill as a starter.
Dallas
wins 27-17. Y'all are wild. I know what you were going to say, too.
I can't say that.
What?
Well, I could. But
Katrina?
Yeah, basically.
Just say it, dude. What the fuck, man?
Nah, it's
implied nowadays is as bad as saying it, so you might as well just
that is true. I mean, really, how many people are actually listening to us? Who cares?
6.
Yeah. I do.
I just feel like the Joker sitting in the corner right now.
6. Nick, you want to talk about your Cowboys getting a big, much-needed win in New Orleans? It's a hard game on the road.
Yeah, that was a great win. And I'm going to be honest. I'd say through about 75% of that game, I thought the Cowboys were going to fucking lose.
Well,
wasn't a very well-played game in the first half.
No.
At all, but they found their steam in the second half for sure.
Yeah, there's definitely one person I want to talk about in that game, or two, excuse me. Micah Parsons
is great.
Going from middle linebacker to playing a edge rusher is one of the craziest transitions that nobody's talked about.
And can I just interrupt you real quick?
Go ahead.
Dak Prescott that game, despite what I said before, like them not looking so great in the first half, was fucking slinging it. Like he was great that game. Like to me, Dak Prescott is still like a top tier quarterback after that.
I think he's in the top 10. But the other guy I want to bring up, Diggs, the corner, 9 picks. I really want him to break double digits. Ball just happens to land in his hands quite often, man. He's impressive.
It's because teams throw to him a lot too, because he either gets burned a lot.
But hey, I mean, still making 9 picks. It's making plays.
Overall,
man.
it was a fun game to watch.
Yeah,
I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah, I'd much rather watch that Thursday night game than any baseball game in the history of baseball.
That's no fucking chance that's true.
Moving on.
Are you telling me?
We're moving on.
Yeah, because you know what you're gonna say was
Exactly. Arizona versus
give
Chicago.
me the Cowboys and Saints on Thursday versus the fucking down from 0-3 Red Sox game 7.
Yeah. Arizona versus Chicago. Kyler and Hopkins back. Oh, they're back. Pick up right where they left off as they roll. Cardinals win 33-22. Chicago, Nagy. I hope you're looking for homes elsewhere. Andy Dalton had a nice 4 interception game. That was. I really don't have
play this year has been very bad.
I really don't have much on that game.
Oregon. At what point in their season do you acknowledge the Cardinals are a force?
Never.
They're good, but I mean, we beat them, so they're not better than us.
You beat them, but I mean, any given Sunday mentality.
Sure. They're not better than Green Bay.
But are they? They don't worry you in the slightest.
The only team that worries me is the team that has Tom Brady, and I still think we're going to beat them. But outside of that,
if Tom Brady's on the Cardinals, they'd worry you.
You're not. Well, yeah. Anywhere Tom Brady goes, he would worry me.
Essentially.
So you're afraid of a man.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, is he a man though?
I'm not afraid of him though. That's the only threat I see to Green Bay's team.
That guy's like fucking Thanos, dude. Like, what do you mean? Like going in there or wiping half a population is like it's nothing. All right.
What if we're just all wrong and it's just the Cardinals go to the Super Bowl?
Sick.
I love Hopkins, so
I like Kyler Murray. That'd be fun to watch in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, the Steph Curry.
Kyler Murray.
Yeah, Kyler.
What a crazy name.
Chargers. Chargers get a.
Hey, tell me your parents are white without telling me your parents are white.
His parents are not white.
Kyler. Come
on. Chargers versus Cincinnati. The Chargers get a much needed road win to hope to, maybe get some rhythm as they, go for that playoff push. Bengals defense exposed, question mark. I obviously think the Bengals defense was very exposed. Justin Herbert looked like how I thought he was going to look today, that like all year. So that was nice to see. Chargers win 41-22.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I obviously the last episode we talked about all this shit. I picked the Bengals making like a push because I thought they were the stronger team.
I mean, they still have.
What I was gonna say is I don't think this is like a down and out moment for them.
No, I just think it's a.
It's a shit loss. Sucks.
Yeah. It obviously sucks losing like that at home, but like Herbert's a talent, and when he gets rolling, it's yeah. I mean, Joe Burrow is the man, and the really thing I like about Joe Burrow a lot is when they were losing that game, he didn't ask to be subbed out for the last drive. He went in like that. That shows you what a real leader is. So
I think they bounce back. I don't think this loss is going to define the rest of their season.
I agree. Morgan, do you have any thoughts?
It's crazy because I was working, so I didn't see really anything but highlights. But I feel like Keenan Allen doesn't get enough respect around the league.
Not at all. He's incredible.
Still a stud, and he's got to be in his early 30s by now.
Yeah,
he's been in the league. It feels like for 15 years. But the dude is a stud.
He's one of my favorite receivers to watch play. He's
just a gamer.
Good.
He gives me a lot of like Brandon Marshall vibes. Just goes out there and dominates.
Yeah, he's like a slot guy, but also works on the outside. His game is very impressive. His route running is tier 1. I like Keenan a lot. All right, let's move on to another 1:00 game. Tampa Bay and Atlanta. Shocking. Brady dominates the Falcons. Bucks win 30-17. I really don't have anything to say about that.
Was that even up in the air? Like, no.
So I don't have anything about the game itself, but the Brown suspension for 3 games.
Oh, the vaccine card.
And now the Bucks are talking about cutting him after he's back.
Really?
Is what I've heard. It was just a report I was reading within the last hour. They're thinking about cutting.
That's interesting.
That is kind of wild.
I mean,
probably I don't see it happening because that's Brady's guy, and they're
no. All right, maybe one of you guys can explain this to me because I don't follow all of the NFL news as much as I should. Starting next season, though, I'm sure I will. Why is Antonio Brown's suspension so harsh, and Aaron Rodgers is not?
Because two different things.
Well, so one lied about a vaccine card and one lied about being vaccinated.
No, he didn't lie.
Antonio Brown submitted a fake vaccination card to the NFL.
Okay, and what did Aaron Rodgers
he was not?
Aaron
he
Rodgers
lied to the media. He didn't lie to the media. He just
did not lie.
Manipulated the media.
Correct.
The media, not the commissioner of football, not the NFL.
Okay,
yeah.
So you're saying he didn't lie, he manipulated. So what did he say exactly?
He chose his words very carefully. Immunized, which he did a treatment that wasn't like a standard treatment.
He literally came to the NFL saying, "Hey, I have this alternative treatment that he has studied with a couple other doctors."
He lied to the team knew about it.
Yeah.
I mean, the team knew
clearly.
About what
Rodgers did not submit a fake vaccination card. He just wasn't vaccinated.
But
you can play.
He was
no. He never said he was.
Said he was immunized
to the media.
Is that not
immunized can mean many things?
True.
It can mean you're immunized.
It can mean
one thing. Because the COVID vaccine is not a fucking vaccination.
It is by definition.
No, it's a shot. Definition means you can't get it.
No.
I mean,
it's nothing more than a flu shot.
We're not going to sit here and argue about the definition of this on right now.
Vaccination's definition would be you're vaccinated.
A cure.
No, that's not what a vaccination is. Okay. That would be the cure.
All right. Anyways, yeah, that's why Rodgers just didn't lie. Like he uses words very carefully.
Are you saying Rodgers should be suspended for manipulating the media?
I guess if it was heavily implied that he was lying about his situation, then I would wonder why he didn't see any sort of punishment.
He got fined.
He got fined and he missed the game for COVID. You know what I mean? He didn't lie and give them a physical fake vaccine card. So it's like
I'm not trying to state a case of why he should be suspended. No. I was just stating a case of why that was one way and that was the other way.
Because one's a felony, one's not.
Yeah.
No, well, that's not a felony.
No, it is. Manipulating, because there's 2 government stamps on the vaccination cards. So he manipulated the government stamps, which is a federal crime.
Well, because he tampered with federal documents.
Correct.
So
it's
anyways, let's move on to the Giants versus Miami. The biggest news story of the day: Santa can throw a football better than Mike Glennon. Dolphins win 20-9. That was my lock of the week. Easiest bet. I knew I was going to win today. Guys, got any thoughts on that game?
I mean, do we think Santa can throw a better ball than Mike Glennon?
He used to sling it back in the day for us when we play one-on-one.
At what point in any episode have we given any faith in the Giants?
Just never go back to listen
first preseason.
Yeah. Just do not listen to the preview episode with me and Morgan. It was a bad take.
Not great.
And we're gonna move on from that. Okay. Philly versus the Jets.
Cowards.
Eagles back on track. Jets still stink. Eagles win 33.
Eagles back on track.
I mean, they're what, 6-6?
I think 6-7. I think they're one game under 500. I mean, they're still in the playoff hunt.
I was gonna say they're two back of the Cowboys.
Nick's dying.
Eagles are back on track.
I mean,
the track to what?
To make the playoffs. Gardner Minshew played today. Gardner Minshew played well today.
Yeah, I mean, Minshew Mania is back.
Yeah, it's back, baby.
Start him over Jalen Hurts. Let's go.
Definitely going to happen. Dude, how can you not like that dude, Nick? He's got a mullet and a mustache.
Yeah, seriously.
Wow. Well, one, I'm not into dudes, so I don't care what they look like.
You're telling me you're not into Dr. Disrespect?
I mean, that guy's not a man. He's a different being.
Nick just goes, that man is a god.
That's not a man. That's something beyond.
It's not knowledge. It's the truth.
Knowledge.
All right, let's go on to my favorite game of the day: Minnesota versus Detroit. The Detroit Lions get a win on the last play of the game. Kirk Cousins, LOL. Round of applause for the Lions. Lions win 29-27.
Okay. Yeah, a round of applause to the Lions.
I was so happy for Jared Goff because he's never going to have anything good in his career again that he threw that game.
He got a win without Sean McVay.
He did.
It's his first one.
Bro, that first off, Minnesota, like, why are you – here's my thing. So 4th down, last play of the game. Why are your heels not on the goal line? They were like 3 yards back into the end zone. It's like, you're going to give him all that space? Are you stupid? Because that's all they're going to do. You're just going to run down there with one of your bigger receivers, have him like run like a curl route, and the Goff's just going to pump it in there and see if it happens. And that's what happened.
What does this mean for the Vikings.
Done. Zimmer's out.
It's a demoralizer.
It's
I would imagine.
I mean,
season's
Zimmer
over.
should have been out a few years ago.
Season's over. Morgan's the happiest guy on the planet. The Vikings are done.
Now, I actually, you guys just mentioned they won without somebody, and I wanted to bring this up earlier, and I forgot about it. If we could just retouch this real quick.
Go ahead.
The Cowboys won without Mike McCarthy.
Oh yeah, they probably a better team without Mike McCarthy.
Addition by subtraction.
But so, what does that mean for him?
Nothing.
You don't think it means anything?
No, he'll still coach. He's like
They were just like so like they don't even need him.
I mean, head coaches in the NFL like really like don't they do a lot of work, but it's more like it's a manager position.
We've mentioned a lot of times on this show that he could be seeing his way out.
Well, yeah,
that's partly because I just don't like him.
That's just because Morgan doesn't like him, but he's fine.
I mean, I know, but
like, and the thing is,
he's not fine. His clock management's horrible.
He's terrible. He's not a great coach.
Nick's seeing the light, Morgan. Are you happy?
A little bit.
All right, perfect. I'm just gonna say the score of this game, and we don't have to talk about it at all. Indy versus Houston. Colts win 31-0. That's it.
I mean, we all know the Houston Texans. So.
The football team versus Vegas. Washington is getting on a roll. Late field goal gets them a win, keeps them in the playoff picture. The Washington football team wins 17-15.
They might win they might fuck around and win in the East again.
They're not. Cowboys are winning the East, dude.
They've got 2 games versus the Cowboys. I bet they can beat them both times.
They're gonna lose both games.
They will win one.
I bet they win. They lose both.
I think they're gonna win both because I think Rivera's a better coach than McCarthy.
Jesus Christ.
And Taylor Heineke's a gamer.
You let shit cloud your judgment so fucking much. It blows my mind. All right. Let's go to this fucking game.
Read the note.
Well, first off, you didn't even put the Rams in there. It was Jacksonville twice. Like, I know we lost, but
it was intentional.
The LA Rams versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville should be called Route City USA. Should be how the Jags are referred to. Rams win 37-7. Odell Beckham has a couple touchdowns. Rams get right game like Morgan said they would. And
power rankings.
My lock of the week there.
Jaguars or Lions?
Jaguars. We have 2 wins. Like, fuck out of here.
Oh no, power rankings. I said not standings.
Oh, I think the Jaguars are a better team than the Lions. We have 2 wins. We beat the fucking Buffalo Bills. Like, what are we talking about here?
I think the Lions are better.
I'm gonna drive down there and stab you.
I have to agree. I think the Lions are better.
I think they're better.
The Lions play harder. They've been in more games than Jacksonville.
I fucking hate you both.
Lions are better.
That's simply incorrect.
Has Jacksonville faced the Vikings?
That's just how it works.
Has Jacksonville beat the Vikings?
Yeah, and you know who the Vikings have beaten? Green Bay. So ipso facto, the Lions are the best in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. Ipso facto, like Morgan said, the Lions are better than the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Hey man, listen, we beat the Buffalo Bills. The Bills are going to be a playoff team. You know, Minnesota's not.
You're trash.
You're
Next
trash.
game on the list, we got the Seahawks versus the San Francisco 49ers.
That was actually not the next game, but we can do that one.
It's my next game.
Go ahead.
30-23, the Seahawks win, thus reigniting the Russell Wilson era. Morgan, how do you feel?
It's not reignited. It's over.
It's reignited. Yeah, Morgan, how do you feel?
It's still over.
GG's in the chat.
I don't know.
So what Morgan said is, are we sure Russell's still an elite quarterback? And I think it's more the finger.
You think it's more the finger?
Yeah.
He's still an elite quarterback.
He has to get
He's still a top 10 quarterback in the league.
Like, let's be real here. If he goes somewhere that has weapons, like if you put him, if he was the quarterback for the Pittsburgh
has weapons, so Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf aren't weapons.
I mean, like, but he also needs like an offensive line. He's a midget and you can't see over him. So like, it's facts, you know. Like, dude, he's like fucking 5'10". But you know, I think if like you put Russell Wilson on the Pittsburgh Steelers, that team's probably really fucking good. Like, he's still good. I think the fingers really bother him. We'll see. I don't know.
He came back from the injury early. He glorified coming back from a finger injury.
I mean,
so
just the Kurt Warner in him, just
oh my god,
shining through.
Kurt Warner. Have you guys seen the preview for his new movie coming out?
It looks like a Hallmark movie.
It looks so terrible. It's so awful.
I kept on waiting for him to.
To be honest, I didn't know they were doing a movie
Like,
on Kurt Warner.
Yeah, it's called like American Hero or something dumb.
Oh my!
Shouldn't that be Pat Tillman?
I don't know.
Oh man!
Making a Kurt Warner movie while Tom Brady is still playing is so fucking disrespectful.
It really is. All right, let's talk about the last game of the 4:00 games. Pittsburgh, like I said, Tomlin was going to have them fired up this week. The AFC battle, run the ball, play defense. Both QBs stink. It's Big Ben's official farewell tour. The reports have coming out that he's going to retire after the year. Not shocking. Harbaugh goes for 2 and for the win. We love the call, but it doesn't come up. Steelers win 20-19. And they keep their playoff hopes alive. It's, we've kind of brought this game up. Najee Harris was really getting it rolling there in the fourth quarter, running the football.
And Benny was running it well too.
I like Benny. I like Benny since he was at Kentucky. And then Deontay Johnson, that route is just.
Yeah, I texted you immediately after I saw it. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Nothing better than that. Nothing better than that little whip route right down by the goal line.
Oh my god, he ran it perfectly.
Beautiful.
So the biggest question is, Matt, are you back on the Steelers winning the division?
I'm back in. No, so here's the thing is I've backed away from that take. What I do think is going to happen is I said it like 8 times on this podcast. Week 17, Baltimore, Pittsburgh goes to Baltimore week 17. It will be for Pittsburgh to get into the playoffs. Like that is just what that game is going to be. So whatever way that works out, whether it's for the division, imagine if that's for the division though. Oh baby, that would be sick.
It'd be wild.
Yeah,
I mean, Pittsburgh, they look. I mean, the defense, like I said, once it gets back together and off the COVID, that defense is nasty.
TJ Watt is.
What was your jersey bet, by the way?
The Chargers or Raiders winning the division, and the Chiefs are probably going to win the division. So,
and who picked who?
I had the Raiders,
and Matt had the Chargers.
Yeah.
Now are we doing who was closer?
No.
That's a sham.
It is.
We literally said if the Chiefs win, it's null and void.
Yep.
I think if the Chiefs win, I should get a jersey.
You should have taken the Chiefs.
Yeah, you should have.
I did take the Chiefs.
You could have got in on the bet when we were making it.
But I did take the Chiefs.
Not during the bet, though.
Not during the bet. All right. Let's talk about
the clowns.
Let's talk about this. What? All right. Let's talk about this Denver Kansas City game. Kansas City is currently up 10-3 with 12-16 left in the second quarter. Kansas City's just going to win this game, right?
They're probably imagine.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about what I think is the game of the week: New England versus Buffalo. What's the preview, Morgan? I want your thoughts. I might stay up and watch this Monday night game actually, which Monday night games.
Oof.
Most Monday night games.
You got something to be up for?
Yeah, wake up and go to the gym.
Buffalo is heavily favored.
Yeah, Nick, you missed it. Did you see me?
3 points is not heavily favored. It's about a pick 'em game because you get 3 points for being at home. So it's basically a pick 'em game.
Snow showers.
Ooh. Yeah, I got
36 degrees at kickoff.
New England's winning this game.
I think what we said earlier, I think this is literally going to tell us whether or not the Patriots are a legitimate Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
This is it.
I think they win, and because I think they're a legit Super Bowl contender. I honestly don't think it's going to be particularly close.
I've got 3 predictions, 3 takes. All right. Either the Bills win, and that's it. The Patriots are. I don't see them succeeding at all. The Patriots win by a little bit, and I think the Patriots make a nice run in the playoffs, but nothing comes of it. If the Patriots dominate tomorrow night and have an absolutely surefire win against the Buffalo Bills, I have the Patriots going to the Super Bowl.
They're winning by more than 2 scores tomorrow.
If that's the case, I have the Patriots going to the Super Bowl.
It's just what's going to happen. Like that defense is just Belichick is the best in the business at taking away what you do best, and Josh Allen is just not going to have a chance.
I mean, looking at the Patriots, the rest of their schedule. Colts, they play the Bills again. They play the Bills again
Mm-hmm.
And then they got the Jaguars and the Dolphins.
Oh, the Jaguars, man, tough game.
That's an easy one. And then they got the Dolphins, which we know historically is always a toss-up.
Yep, going down to Miami.
I think this is a statement game, and they need to fucking win this one by a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be double digits. Morgan, what do you think? I know what your brain's telling you to do and what your heart is telling you, that you don't want it to be Belichick again.
So I think the Bills defense is going to be a team that gets pressure on Mac Jones. That being said, Mac handles pressure well. I don't think the Patriots are going to win in a rout. I think it's going to be close, come down to the wire, and whoever has the ball last is probably going to win. I know it's a cop-out, but I think whoever has the ball last is probably going to win. Yeah, that's about where I'd have to put it.
All right. Fuck you.
Now, the Patriots have they played the Bills? They played the Bills earlier?
No, they haven't played the Bills yet.
I haven't played the Bills yet. Yep. So it'll be, this will be a good, forecast for the future for what we're going to see for the rest of the season. Yep. Let's move on to college football. We're starting to wrap it up here. Bama, roll tide, baby. Exposes Georgia as frauds. 41-24, just an absolutely dominating SEC championship.
That was the roll tide.
They weren't even fucking close to Bama.
Not a chance.
Not even close.
That defense is fraudulent.
Bama's winning the title again. I hope everybody knows that. Okay, next college football game. Michigan routs Iowa 41-3. They do not have the letdown game that we thought was possible.
No, they do not.
Run the ball down their throat, and they're into the playoff. Oklahoma State. I fucking told you, Morgan. I never in my entire life would I trust Oklahoma State. Oh, damn, that's a bomb. And it's picked or dropped. Okay.
Kansas State's defense. Come on.
So Oklahoma State falls short of a playoff berth literally by inches, 21-16. Awesome. The college football playoff is set. Cincinnati, you got what you wanted. You got Bama.
I think they wanted Georgia. Because I honestly think Cincy might have a chance to beat Georgia.
How many touchdowns does Bama win by?
3, maybe 4.
Fair. All right. So then the other game, Michigan versus Georgia. Who you got?
Georgia.
I think Michigan by 3 touchdowns.
I think Michigan. I think they can just run the ball. Their linemen are huge.
Georgia's defense got exposed because they haven't played anybody big all year. And the one time they play a team that can comp up with their talent, they get smacked in the mouth. And in a home game, they were at Mercedes and they did absolutely nothing. Bryce Young picked them apart.
It was beautiful.
Georgia's frauds. It's Bama, Michigan in the national championship.
I was sitting down there in Philly watching that game at a bowling alley with the biggest smile on my face. It was great. I enjoyed every second of it. Every second. Yeah, I mean, it'll be Bama, Michigan, and I think Michigan will get waxed by Bama in the championship. Bama will win.
Easy.
I don't think it'll be a waxing. I think Bama
back.
wins by 10.
Okay, well, double digits. So Heisman, you have Bryce Young, runaway Heisman, 3 question marks?
That's just a question. I think he's easily runaway Heisman. I don't think anybody's close to him.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I mean, especially with the statement win over Georgia. I mean, he's got like 46 touchdowns and like 4 picks.
That's fucking crazy.
On the year. Like it's an Aaron Rodgers NFL year.
That is insane. All right. We got 2 more segments, and I know this is everybody's favorite segments.
That's why you guys stay tuned this long.
Are the Kraken cracked?
I mean, they're the hottest team in the NHL. There's no question about it.
I mean, they are really skating up and down the ice right now. I mean, they're just moving and grooving.
They're getting after it.
From the last time we're 9-13-12 now.
We started, they were like 4-12-1 or something.
Sorry, 9-13-2. We had a great win against the Oilers.
Yeah, I mean, and honestly, I can't help but not all 3 of us should take credit for this. Like we started talking about it and they started winning. Like
I mean, we kicked the shit out of Connor McDavid on Edmonton.
Yeah, like not even close.
I would 100% take credit for it. I mean, what did we talk about last time? Aggressiveness.
Speaking of aggressiveness, I literally sent you that video of that dude on the Kraken looking at the ref telling him, "Fuck you." That was a pussy call. Like Incredible. I love
That's
it.
what I wanted in my hockey team.
That's the type of guy
gritty,
I want
dude.
skating on my ice.
If you're looking at the stats against the Oilers game, which Oilers, like, granted, we lost to the Red Wings. I didn't expect us to win that game because the Red Wings are scrappy, but the Oilers are the better team. And we came into that game. If you look at the stats right here, shot attempts 34-22, we took it. Face-off wins 54.7%. That's efficiency.
That's big. You got to win the face-off.
Blocks 15-12, hits 19-16, takeaways 10-5. That's the aggressiveness we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, Edmonton's got the best player in hockey too. So I mean, for us to kick the shit out of them and Connor McDavid,
beautiful.
I mean, and Blackwell, he's just crushing it for us right now.
Yeah.
And I mean, the only way to end this segment is release the Kraken. Keep skating out there, boys.
Monday we got Pittsburgh Penguins.
That'll be a tough one.
They're 11-8-5.
Easy.
I'm not afraid.
2 goals. We're winning by 2 goals.
I'm not afraid of it. And I'm gonna co-sign what Morgan just said. We got him by 2 goals.
You want to know what?
Easy.
I'll triple sign it. 2 goals minimum.
Easy. You heard it here first.
Perfect. Last thing, Nick, question of the week.
The question of the week. It is the holiday season. And we're gonna get into the hypotheticals.
Okay.
So being the
Santa Claus isn't real.
Yes, he is. Right. We know him.
Well, Santa Claus loves the Giants, so calm down.
No, I'm pretty sure he favors short people.
Here we go. The question is, if you were to have one Christmas wish, if there was any sporting event that has happened in history that you could have been present for in person, what would it be? Easiest
question of all time for me.
Let's go Matt, then Morgan.
2016 Game 7 NBA Finals.
That was your wish, 100%.
You're gonna put my toes on the wood for that block. That's it, man.
All right, Morgan. Any sporting event you could get a wish, Christmas miracle to be present at? Which sporting event would it be? That's happened. A true event.
Kobe's farewell game.
Really? Not the Cubs winning the pennant.
60 in Staples Center in his final game.
You'd rather see that than the Cubs win the World Series?
I think so.
That's interesting. Very interesting.
What's yours, Nick?
It's tough for me. I think it would have been for me personally, like in my lifetime. I know we got all of sports history to work with.
Yeah.
But I think it would be.
Here comes this Red Sox fan. I'm going to pick a Yankees highlight.
I think it would have been Derek Jeter's 3,000th hit with the home run. I think that would have been a really cool thing to see.
Yeah. I mean, I think all 3 of these are good answers. Obviously, they're personal to us. But one sleeper for me, like back in the day, just because I liked them back then, and in that Super Bowl in 2001 when Tyler Lotto returned the pick 6, that one would have been cool to go to.
Now
that would.
I mean, we got the people here. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
Like, what would be one that you weren't alive for?
Wasn't alive for.
Stuff. Or even not like into sports yet. Like you were too young to.
I mean, I've always been into sports.
Yeah, too young to.
I came out of the womb with a fucking football helmet.
Seriously,
like Griffey Senior, Griffey Junior, back-to-back home run.
That'd pretty cool. I was thinking, probably Bird and Magic, dude. Like finals, like in the 80s, that probably was sick.
Yeah.
Like the old garden with all like the cigar smoking. Oh man.
I think to me, like I would want to see one of those like iconic moments, like as much as I don't really care, but like just being there for like the Team USA Miracle game.
That's true.
Or I was thinking along that iconic line because I think I'd want to be like at the Rumble of the Jungle.
Oh
yeah.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, like that's another thing too. Like any event, like fucking a fight night in Vegas, like back in the 80s with Tyson. Like, oh come on, man. Like,
yeah.
Really, any fight night. Like there's nothing like a fight night.
There's a lot of options.
Yeah.
So let us know if the ghost of Christmas past could show up and bring you back to any sporting event that you would ever want to be a part of. What is the one you'd want to go to see?
That's great. And here's the thing though, too, is you know the result now.
There's
Would
no
you
wrong
want
answers. I
Would
mean,
you want to go back in time and still know the result, or like your memory of it's just clean so you can watch it for the first time
see
in
it
person?
fresh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
ooh,
that's like
that could be good too.
because like for me, like I'm just like obviously I'm thinking about like the game 7. I'm just thinking about seeing the block like live for like the first like thing. It would be
Like, could you imagine like that person is in front of you, like, where do you want to go? And you're like, I want to go there. But the second you go back there, everything's gone.
like
You live the moment and then you get sucked out right after.
Oh my god! Ugh.
Oh man.
Just sitting there calling you from Oracle. He did it.
If only. If only.
Oh man, what a dream.
Yeah. I mean, let us know.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
I think this is one of our better questions.
I think so too.
Let us know.
This was a great question. You guys got anything to add before we stop?
I mean,
Perfect. You know what?
Yeah.
Packers are back next week. Go Pack Go, and let's keep this rolling.
Sunday Night Football next week.